Be all inclusive in life. Aurobindo says there's an important line in his composition, Savitri, the epic poem. We are not aliens nor as strangers joined. We are bound to each other by a causeless force. There is a power within that knows beyond our knowings. Be all inclusive. We draw energy. Where do we draw energy from? Where do we get the air that we breathe in? The air that you breathe in comes from so many sources. If you are walking in a garden, everything that is in the garden, the plants, the butterflies, or whatsoever it is, when they breathe out, or the process of breathing that fills the atmosphere, and you breathe that atmosphere into, you are in the room. So whatsoever, whoever is there in the room, in a subtle way they are included into you. You are breathing them in a subtle way. But out of your so-called wisdom, you say otherwise. You and your spouse are sitting on the couch, touching the same surface. The feet are on the ground. If somehow or the other there comes a current, so will that current affect one and not the other? Both will feel the effect of the current because the feet are touching the ground. You are breathing in the same atmosphere that is created by inhaling and exhaling of your spouse. Yet still, out of your so-called asinine wisdom, you tell your spouse, don't touch me. When I said be all inclusive, it means we have to understand this. We are not aliens nor as strangers joined. We are bound to each other by a causeless force. That force may not be visible to you. The electric current that is flowing into your house, everything is coming from one source, connected by a wire, but for certain practical purposes, there are switches to turn off the light in one room while the light in the other rooms is off. One electrical equipment is turned on by a particular switch. Otherwise, if there is only one switch, then problems comes in. This is for practical purposes. Be all inclusive. When you have not been able to include your friend in your life as part of your life, then how can you include the enemy? But I have not said to start with the enemy. But this is your own understanding. How can I be inclusive of my enemy while at the same time going fully into the emotion of hatred. So you have to begin somewhere. You have to begin the journey by including your friend. Start from the friend. As you are right now, you are not even inclusive of your friend in whatsoever is happening with you. You want to keep the happiness to you. If something happens or I am feeling blissful at a particular moment, the expression of that comes through the gestures. Gestures can take the form of words. Words can come put together, can form a message. Message can be useful to someone because it is a blossoming from within. You can share it. No one stops you from sharing it. So you are sharing it. So what will happen? Not only your friend, but enemies will also read that. Some will read to get the inspiration, friends. Others will read it to find faults in it or complain. I have heard about a mystic, a Sufi. He was very well respected among the community, but his wife had always had the doubts about him, which is quite normal. Under the lamp there is always darkness. So one day, in order to impress his wife, he flew across over the house. The wife saw somebody flying in the air. So in the evening, when the mystic returned home, she said, "You say that you are a mystic, you have a large following, but can you perform the miracles? Today I saw a man flying in the sky. That is a miracle, and that kind of a thing you should be able to do." So the man felt elated. And he said, "Oh, really? You like that mystic flying in the air? And you call that miracle?" He said, "Yes, that is the kind of a thing you should be doing." So the man said, "Do you know who he was?" He said, "No." He said, "I was the one who was flying across." "Oh, really? You were?" "Yes. That is why you were flying crooked, slanty. You could not even fly in a straight line." So this is the situation. One who is accustomed to finding the fault will always find the fault. Be not bothered about it. You have experienced a moment of joy within. It has flowed into you like a river stream as an inspiration from the existence. Your gestures, your joy is there. With the energy of that joy, the gesture, allow it to form into a shape. Words could come in. Words, if you are a painter, you could paint it. If you are a musician, you can sing a song. If you are, whatsoever is your way to express that joy as creativity, you can write a post, share it, irrespective of who it is meant for. Those who are open to it will receive. So you start with that, with friend. Start from the friend, even that is difficult. To include your friend into your being, to allow him, to allow your friend to enter in you and penetrate deep within you, to be open to him. Start from the friend, start from the lover, from your beloved. Do not jump to the enemy from the beginning. You have experienced something, a joy has come in, come back and share it with the people. Share it with your spouse. Share it with your beloved. And why do you jump to enemy first? Because then you say, it is impossible, it cannot be done, so you discard this. Start from the first step. You want to start from the last, including the enemy into your joy celebration is the last step. First, you start sharing it with your immediate, with your lover or beloved, with your friends. You are experiencing a moment of bliss, a moment of overflow, moment of joy. Start sharing with the people in the close proximity. Share it with your children. Share it with your spouse in myriad ways. Myriad ways you can find your own ways how to share your joy or experience. If you are saddened, you would like to remain within your room and not overflow, and whatever will be overflowing, that will distract the children to keep away from you. But when you are overflowing joy, whatsoever has happened to you, for instance, you have learned a good recipe, would you not make it and share the joy, the taste of it with your near and dear? Or something, a joy has, your life is overflowing with bliss or joy of immense proportion. You can play with the children, take them to outing, and share it with them, your joy. So you begin with the near and dear. That is why when somebody attains to meditative insights or things begin to transform within them, we immediately want to have a big congregation and start delivering the sermon the way the Master does it. The way I am speaking through these overflows and so, or live streaming, it has not come overnight. It has not come overnight. It took long period of time. When you have experienced joy within you, instead of going and posting it here and there, start sharing that joy that you have experienced at this moment in your company. Share it with the children, with your spouse, with the near and dear. So what happens? At times the Master is reported to have said, there is a change is taking place in that person. You authenticate it and then allow him to lead the family members into prayer. And when after some time they should be allowed to lead the others in prayer as well. You authenticate it, you confirm it that a change has taken place in that person. So the master, through his inner vision, sees that you are overflowing the joy. You have experienced something in this company. As the process of transformation begins, time has come for you to start overflowing this in myriad ways. So immediately start sharing it with your immediate family members, with your parents, with your spouse, lover, beloved, children. When the children are happy in your company, if transformation has begun in you, rest assured you will be very happy sharing the moments with the children. Children who were always against you, they will start liking your company, sharing it with you. So you begin with that. What is that happening? Sharing that joy, sharing that experience that you have in myriad ways with the immediate family. You are leading them into the same situation the way you had been led by your master. Then a situation will come, you will be asked to share it with the others as well. Otherwise, you are walking down the street, your neighbor sees you and turned his face away from you, because you are always carry a grumbling face. So children want to keep away from you. Everyone, no one knows what may happen. Your anger, your frustration may emerge in whatever form. When joy or happiness, spirits and inner blossoming has happened, then everybody will like to connect with you. Children will like to spend time with you. Otherwise, they will say, look, keep away with mother. She is grumbling this time. We don't know what may happen. When the joy is overflowing, the face becomes an expression of it. You want to share it with everyone. So begin it with the friend, because including the enemy is the last step. The enemy means who is always critical of you, strangers who do not know you. So you cannot make someone an enemy without making him first your friend. First the person has to be your friend, then it may turn out to be your enemy. You cannot make someone an enemy without making him the friend first. Or can you? Friendship will be needed first if you want to make someone your enemy. It is the friends who, under certain circumstances, guided by certain egocentric identities or their own understanding, turn out to be the enemies. Friendship will be needed first if you want to make someone an enemy. Friendship is the first step. Enemy is the last step. Buddha is reported to have said, do not make friends. Do not make friends, because that is the first step towards making enemies. Buddha says, be friendly with everyone. Friendliness is a quality. Do not love. Instead, be loving to everyone. So today you love someone, tomorrow that person, you may not love that person. This is what happens between spouses. Buddha says, be friendly. Friendliness is the quality of your being. If love is your subject, then the subject may change. If love or lovingness is your quality, is your nature, then it will not change under each and any circumstance. Whether an enemy is standing towards you or a friend is standing in front of you. Start being friendly. Start being loving towards everyone. Start being loving towards anything that is around you. Are you friendly with the laptop or the smartphone that you use for your purpose? Are you friendly and lovingly handle the clothes that give you protection, gives you elegance for the day? Be friendly. If you make friends, I'm not saying make friends, be friendly. Then friendliness becomes your quality. Lovingness becomes your quality. You are not loving in any one. Friendliness is a quality that comes out of your inner blossoming. A flower has blossomed, and this blossoming is expression of inner beauty, inner joy, was inherent, what it has received through the nourishment from the earth and from the air and environment. If the nourishment is not provided in a sufficient quantum to the plant, or then flower may not blossom to its full blossoming. It may blossom halfway crooked. So the full bloom flower is an expression that it has been nourished and nurtured in the right proportion. When through the meditation you are being nourished and nurtured to blossom to your full potential, you are not blossoming for any particular person. You can dress to impress your spouse, or you dress elegantly for the occasion that you have to go to work. You are working in an office. You can be dressed elegantly to present yourself as according to your job. Then it's a different quality. You are not dressing for any particular person. You are dressing elegantly. You are allowing the inner joy to blossom in myriad ways. And when you have blossomed, does flower blossom for any particular person? It has simply blossomed. A poet may compose a line watching that flower swinging in the air. A painter may paint it, or a singer may compose a line and sing. A gardener may pick up that flower, collect it, make a bunch of it, and sold it to the people. Myriad ways are there. Buddha says, be friendly, but do not make friends. Focus should be on being friendly. Focus should be on loving towards everyone. not towards the one who does favors to you. If you make friends, you have already taken the first step towards making the person as enemy. It is not very far that the person that you have made a friend will turn out to be your enemy. Include the friend. Start from the near. Friend is near to you. Start from the near. Begin from the beginning. Only then it is possible. Enough for now. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.